guys ain't.
And he's taking a few shots at the other team already to get his teammates revved up. Hello and thanks for joining us, 2K Sports fans, for another exciting presentation of NBA. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Guys, I caught up with Cool Hands to talk for a
Nice.
moment. The idea that he's being close
I'll take the foul.
came up, and I asked him if he thought that was the case. He told me that he knows he asked for the ball a lot, but he hopes that it wouldn't come down to that, saying, quote, to do something as petty as that is just detrimental to the team. I hope we're above that. We'll see how things go for him on that front here, guys.
You say some of the things he said, and it's no surprise to see him frozen out.
Now, some of the comments that he made were really unforgivable. You just don't say stuff like that about your teammates.
Here's Mahimi. That's good, and the assist goes to Watson. Mahimi's got his first bucket in this one.
They've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball into the paint.
Yeah, they've been the aggressors, Clark, and getting the ball inside into that lane area has been huge for them.
Here's Horford. The shot misses. So the Pacers will take it the other way. This game coming on the heels of their win against Toronto.
Yeah, it didn't seem to be much of a challenge for them in that game. It seemed like they scored and, well, not much defense that they were facing.
Yep, they had the defense on its heels early the entire game, and actually nearly the entire game, and no matter what unit was out there, looked like a mismatch to me.
Steve just talked about their postseason last year, and Clark, I'll bet they're still thinking about how quickly this team bounced them out of the playoffs.
Yeah, you got to believe that, Kevin. I mean, their first chance this season for a little bit of revenge, they're salivating.
Well, he wasn't phased at all by the bigger man on him. And on the low block, I thought he might be.
You know, Steve, I thought maybe he'd prefer to bring him out to the perimeter, but whatever works, go to it.
And Kyle Korver picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Looked to me like the defender didn't get squared up and get his feet set.
Good work by the officials. A nice call. That play can be tough to judge sometimes.
Oh, come on.
Stevenson passes to Watson. Mahimi dishes to Scola, and he lays it straight in. And the Pacers lead by 8.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
I agree. They need more energy in the post, maybe some double teaming. They've got to get their defense in gear.
That's a 2 from Korver. Hangs the shot with nobody near him.
Oh, a beautiful assist. That's a couple of teammates clearly on the same page.
For Atlanta, they come in off a loss to Brooklyn.
Kevin, that game defensively was an absolute nightmare. They went into that building and just got blown out by a very hot team.
Well, they didn't defend those shooters like they should have, and once the fans got into it and the arena started rocking and thumping and bumping, things only got worse.
46 seconds left here in the opening quarter. The dish now to Horford. Shoots from 14. Here's Scott and Scola with the block.
And already we've got a very lopsided edge on the boards for them.
Yep, +5 in rebounds. That didn't take long.
The lead pushed to double digits. And now it's a 10-point Indiana lead.
And yeah, they're moving the ball now. 8 of their last 10 points coming off assisted buckets.
Steve, nothing makes a coach smile as much as pure, selfless teamwork.
The shot's good from Cool Hands.
Now Horford impeding the defense there with the solid screen.
Indiana's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. And Stevenson kicks to Scola, and he drops it in from the low post. Scola's got 6 points.
I couldn't have dreamt of a much better start than what they've had here today.
Everything's worked, especially offensively, and what a lead they have already to show for it.
And a double-digit lead.
Coming up.
Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Pacers.
Well, Kevin, in the first half of play, they're really closing out aggressively, blocking shots, a key indicator of their activity defensively.
The other thing they've had going for them tonight is working hard on the offensive glass. They've had a number of putbacks.
Cool hands in at point guard. Paul Millsap out there with John Jenkins. Then it's Williams. And it's Brand in at the 5 spot. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Hawks. And a chance here to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Doris Burke. Hi, Doris.
Well, guys, cool hands in the last outing against the Nets played really well. He picked up 16 points, and he played the usual role of running the team's offense and came away with a bunch of assists. He was just too much to handle as he came off the bench to turn in a great outing, guys. They hope it continues.
All right, Doris. Well, guys, coming off a performance like that has got to have him supremely confident right now.
Well, that never seems to be a problem for him, but you're right, Kevin. He has to be feeling
That's
the
poor
power
George
of
on
his
me.
game right now.
Well, when you play well,
Leave me
it
alone.
feeds confidence, and when you've prepared to play well and works out that way, it does add another level of confidence to your next game.
He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. He's on his way to the free throw line.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at either end, steals, fast break buckets, and the other team scrambling to find its game.
Yeah, they've done a great job causing havoc and then taking advantage in transition offensively.
Terrific design on the pick play. He lays it in. Cool hands got 4 this quarter.
The second he got around the pick and shook his man, it was straight to the bucket for the easy deuce. Very, very well done.
And there's the foul. It goes on Cool hands. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Granger, and again it's Indiana.
His shooting's been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons his team is up in this game.
Throws up a screen on Hill. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen. And the nation of intimidation right in front of us here, guys, on this overlay. Let's take a moment here for the career leaders in blocks per game. Some giants of the NBA.
Well, that's what you'd expect, right? Mark Eaton, 7'4", Manute Bol, 7'7". I mean, those are specialists right there. And then you have more all-around big guys like Hakeem Olajuwon, David Robinson. And I'll tell you what, if you're averaging around 3 blocks a game, well, that's top tier. No, he's going to keep banging those home if you give him that much space.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Hi, guys. I had a chance to find out what Mike Budenholzer was discussing with his guys. He was hammering home the defensive game plan against Granger. He's given them nothing but problems, and Coach was all over his guys, imploring them to up the aggressiveness and attack him defensively. The second thing he talked about was working hard to get their shooters open. He wants them looking for those gaps on the perimeter and letting it fly whenever they find them. I'm sure Coach is hoping those changes turn the tide in this game and shrink the deficit before halftime. Back to you, Kevin.
And thank you for that, Doris. In low to Brand. And the layup falls. Brand's got his second bucket.
One of the bright young head coaching stars in the league, Frank Vogel, took over the Pacers on an interim basis 3 seasons ago and immediately paid dividends. They had a strong finish to that season and his first season in a competitive first-round series against Chicago, and that success has continued to build and grow, and Frank Vogel deserves a lot of the credit.
Jenkins, the pass to Millsap, and he gets it to go. Millsap's got 4 points this quarter.
Guys, he shot a very good percentage today, and they've needed it.
Oh, no.
Hill with it. He's coming off a 16-point game against Toronto.
You know what was great, too, Kevin, was the way he balanced getting his own shots and making plays for others.
And he recovers it. And goaltending is going to be the call. So they get the basket there anyway.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
Hill, he's checked in for Paul George. And Coach Vogel, the second youngest coach in the NBA last season, but he'd been working in the NBA for 15 years, Steve, prior to that, prior to becoming a head coach.
Yeah, 5 years as a video coordinator, a couple seasons as an advanced scout, and then 8 years on the bench as an assistant. So he's definitely paid his dues and learned a lot on his way up the ladder.
Atlanta making a switch here. Cunningham's checked in.
You know, that part of the floor, guys, is more or less his real sweet spot, right in his wheelhouse.
Brand, a screen on Hill. In low to Brand. Second chance effort, and the layup is good. Brand's got 6 points.
Trailing, but their offensive support here in the second quarter has got a pulse.
Yeah, they're making some shots now, but finally starting to make up some ground.
And here's Hill for 3. Rebound, Atlanta. Cunningham inside. He's against Hill. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target. Hill dishes to Hill. Here's West. Tries again. No good. Great D that time from Brand. Williams with the ball. West picks him up. Here's Cool Hands. He's coming off a 16-point game against the Nets in Brooklyn.
Well, he was aggressive at both ends of the floor. He had 3 steals in that game, remember?
Yes, yeah. Just 4 to shoot. Stolen by Granger. Outside Hill. He dishes it to West. It's back to Hill. Shoots. And the shot no good, a bit short. The Hawks trail by 11. And out of bounds as the Pacers gain possession. Let's go to the 2K leaderboard. For the past 10 games, these teams have been fantastic on rebounding. In third, the Pacers.
Yeah, what a show of strength and rebounding we've seen recently. These guys playing extremely physically.
Catching up on the changes now for Indiana. Mahimi's checked in for West. Scola comes in for Danny Granger. And it's Watson in for George Hill. And so here is Indiana. 17 points was their biggest margin. Johnson kicks to Watson. Pass to Scola. Right block shot. Good. Scola's got 8 points. The Hogs have gone 6 of 10 from the floor here in the second quarter.
You know, a lot has been said about the Pacers and their defense, but in addition to them being great with their positioning and skill, they're one of the toughest and most rugged teams to deal with, both mentally and physically. They really pride themselves on playing smash mouth basketball and don't hesitate to get into your airspace and get in your face.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
I was able to listen in on what Frank Vogel had to say to his team. He told them that their commitment to offensive rebounding needs to be much stronger. He said transition defense shouldn't be the focus. It should be getting to the offensive boards. His other point of emphasis was their interior defense, which he insisted they concentrate on. Keep the ball out of the paint, he said. Don't give them anything from close range. Guys, they're clearly hoping those changes have an effect even before this game makes it to halftime. Kevin?
Thanks again, Doris.
Oh, come on.
Horford, no luck. And Clark, back to what you said, the Pacers did get in a few games last year where tempers flared and players got in each other's faces. But
You do.
Steve, you look back at all the great defensive teams in NBA history, and not a lot of them were a group of amicable guys.
It's true. I mean, this was a great defense, and sometimes you have to ruffle feathers and get in people's faces in terms of being tough and gritty defensively. And I think the Pacers understood that.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those boards.
Any extra possessions that you can get, either through steals or rebounds, are so critical in this game. Boy, he is a strong finisher on the fast break.
Yeah, he sure is. He remains in total control, even at full speed. I love that about him.
There's a screen, and they call an illegal screen here.
That's really a good picture of what not to do on those last 2 possessions. I mean, they're being way too casual with the ball.
Yeah, it's going to cost them if they keep it up. They need to get back to playing efficient basketball.
The Pacers making a switch here. Hibbert's checked in, picked by Horford. Cool Hands passes to Horford. Millsap. Hibbert with the block. And Stevenson kicks to George. George gets a screen from Hibbert.
Oh, come on. Look at that.
There's just to Stevenson. It's tipped. 1:11 left in the first half. George against T. Banked in off the glass. Teague's got his first basket.
Really aggressive play, taking it to the rim against the big man.
I tell you what, I love that fearless attitude.
Here's Stevenson. Shakes off the strong D and gets the bucket for 2. And the Pacers lead by 13. For Atlanta, they've gone 8 of 16 from the field in the second quarter, a nice efficient 50%. Here's Cool Hands. He's got 10.
Wow, what is this team?
And here's Stevenson. Passes it to George. And that one is good with the extra effort on the glass. George has got his 3rd basket of the night. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Picked by Horford. To the paint.
Trash.
Dives for it.
It's trash.
Now the Pacers moving it up. And here we go. And Copeland kicks to Stevenson. Some solid D from Cool Hands.
If they could end every possession with that shot, they'd be happy.
And we finished one half of basketball.
Now, presented by Sprint.
Thanks, everyone.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And as we return, a twilight view of the skyscrapers over Midtown Atlanta. An exceptional performance from Danny Granger.
Well, his ability to disrupt passes and get a hand on the ball, force a turnover, make a steal, been really impressive.
When he defends you, he basically forces you to play perfect. Any lapse of concentration, and he'll pick your pocket.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. On the court for Indiana. Down low, West and Hibbert. George Hill at the 1, Paul George at the 2, and it's Granger in at small forward. And there's the foul. It goes on Cool Hands. That's foul number 2 for him. Hawks on D, trailing by 13. Stolen by Brand.
After a first half where he had just 1 turnover, fellas, things have changed in the second. They're starting to pile up on him now.
Into Horford. It's stolen by Hill. West outside. Indiana moving it around. A nice shot by George.
And their interior defense getting exposed once again. How many open looks at the rim are they going to allow?
Brand, a screen on Hill. Here's Cool Hands. He's guarded by Hill.
Wow, what is this? What?
Shot clock at 6. Cool Hands passes to Brand. And Hibbert with the block. George against Brand. George dishes to West. And George kicks it to West. The 11-footer. Nice spin off the left rim and in. West has got 8.
Just seems like they're finding an open lane to the hoop every time down. That's 5 buckets in a row for them in the paint.
Why?
Steve, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior.
Horford with the screen on Hill. Cool Hands passes to Horford. That is good.
Textbook right there. Nice pass, great catch, beautiful finish.
And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. Hill kicks to George. Good. The assist goes to Hill. And that's now 11 points for Paul George.
Perfect on their first 3 shots now. That's the way to start the second half.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Hi, guys. I had a chance to find out what Mike Budenholzer was discussing with his guys. He mentioned the need for more use of the pick and roll. It's a basic component of their offense that he said he hasn't seen nearly enough of. He also wants to see a patient offense, work for the shot, move the ball around, and as he told them, quote, if you don't see a good shot, find someone who does. Coach was not wasting any time in altering their strategy here in the second half. And Kevin, he's going to have to hope those changes take effect quickly.
Always great to hear from you, Doris.
Now still a great start to the half after hitting their first 3, even before that miss.
Shoot.
Williams passes to Cool Hands. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. They get Danny Granger. Well, as usual, a lot of offense in the NBA is being generated from the small forward position this season. Here are the league's best at that position. Number 4, Danny Granger.
You know, a lot of the NBA's most explosive players man that small forward position, and you're looking at a pretty good collection of them right there.
Steve, I'd say more than pretty good. Those are the guys that give opposing defenses nightmares on a regular basis.
Pacers leading by 15. The drive by Hill. There's West. Crew on the 14-footer. West has got 4 points in the quarter.
Coming out strong here in the third quarter. That's 4 for 5 shooting for this team.
Well, George Hill, one of those unique stories, playing with his hometown Indiana Pacers.
Oh,
He's
gosh.
a native of Indianapolis and Broad Ripple High School. Was drafted by the Spurs. Played in their system for 3 years out in San Antonio and was acquired by the Pacers in a draft day trade back in 2011. And it's worked out well for both teams.
And their offense is flowing. It's clicking right now at the beginning of the second half. They've made 3 of their first 4 attempts.
Pass to West. Good. The assist goes to Hill. Hill's got 4 assists now tonight. The Hawks trail by 17. And prior to last season, the Pacers signing George Hill to a 5-year, $40 million extension.
He's a good player, a really good combo guard, can shoot it well from distance, can run a team. Maybe not a traditional point guard, but somebody who can help you win. I think it was a good move for the Pacers.
Hawks have gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. Outside Millsap. There's the pass to Cool Hands. Millsap kicks to Williams. Excellent D there from George.
You know, they're not totally dominating the glass, but they're definitely doing enough to keep this lead right where it is.
Well, if you're doing enough good things and you're maintaining at least a slight edge on the boards, you're usually going to be in pretty good shape.
Well, I tell you what, I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders. They're not getting the job done.
Yeah, that's 10 of the last 12 points they've allowed on good looks right at the rim.
And the call will be against George Hill. That's his first foul.
Tough break for the defense. He took the heat and drew the whistle.
Yep, but when you get there late, that's what happens.
Luis Scola, he's checked in for the Pacers. Johnson comes in for David West. Schroeder passes to Cool Hands. Terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around.
The hoop, you use your speed, go around the bigger defender.
Hill dishes to Johnson. Horford against Scola. On the wing, Hill. From down in the low post, it goes. Hill's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Make it 10 of their last 12 points coming off assists.
Wow, are they moving the ball right now? They look good.
Shoots off the step back, and again it will fall. Basket good there from Cool Hands. Cool Hands got 16. Pacers leading by 19. Poke loose. Fast break, the Hawks. Drops in the breakaway layup.
I think he's really willing his team on now. He's carrying it. He's doing it all. He's yet to miss a shot.
The Pacers have gone 9 of 10 on their attempts in the third quarter. That is 90% from the field. What a roll they're on. And good on the basket. Book it.
That's his first three-pointer of the half. Remember, he did make one in the first half as well.
Millsap a screen on him. And again, another one in from Cool Hands. Cool Hands got 20 points.
This quarter has brought out the best in him, fellas. Even though they're still trailing, he's been impossible to contain.
Oh, what
And
a
George
steal.
kicks to Hill. Dishes to Jenkins. Feeds to Horford. The offensive rebound. And that one's good. Millsap.
They're shooting it quite well now. Again, function of shot selection, ball movement. Guys are in rhythm, confident, free-flowing, and they're knocking down their shots.
Now here is Hill. Defense is right there. From deep, George. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. Hill's got his 7th assist in the game.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Well, if you just looked at assist as the measuring stick, they've been by far the better team.
And that one's good.
You see the defense get caught standing around that time, giving up an easy second chance bucket.
Simply need more of an effort on the boards there, Steve.
Johnson kicks to George. Left side, George. Wants to get it to Hill, and does. Down to 5 on the shot clock. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down. And that's 12 points for Luis Scola. The Hawks trail by 19. Millsap a screen on Hill. Into Millsap. And he gets it to go.
The second he got around the pick and shook his man, it was straight to the bucket for the easy deuce. Very, very well done.
Hill passes to Scola. Here's George. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Well, it's not often you find a player like Paul George who, as tall as he is, can play 2 guard. But when you do, you're going to see some really big numbers in rebounding from him. And that's what George does. He wants to average double-digit rebounds.
Into Millsap, and stolen by Scola. Now here's Hill, the fast break opportunity, and it's sent back by Corver. Pushing it up.
How did I miss?
Granger with the rebound. Granger's got 4 rebounds in this game. And Clark, you mentioned the height of Paul George. 6'8" when he was drafted. He actually grew to 6'10" in his rookie season, Steve. So he's a young guy that's continuing to grow both on the floor and physically.
Yeah, he may be 7'2" by his 4th year. I'll tell you, though, he gives you power forward size and rebounding with guard skills. It's easy to see why the Pacers are so excited about him.
Does he remind you of anybody in particular?
A bit like Scottie Pippen.
Shoot him, man.
In his career, maybe not quite as strong as Scottie, but a similar skill set.
The Hawks again can't hit. Here's Hill. Shot is off. And at the end of the 3rd quarter,
Tune in next Sunday, January 12th. Al Horford and the Atlanta Hawks go up against Zach.
and now a brief chance to view our State Farm assist of the game. It's 1 of 7 terrific assists on the night from Hill.
And what you love about his ability to pass the ball, Kevin, is that it just seems so natural to him, so fluid. He's always in control, understanding where his teammates are and anticipating.
I didn't even press anything.
Cool hands. He's in at the point. Elton Brand is out there.
Look at that athletic play. Incredible.
Wow.
Guys, that's simply superb. Ball pressure, a run out, and then a dunk in transition.
Exactly, Clark, what they wanted. The aggressive defense to lead to.
Yeah, points in transition.
Yeah, that's why you want to make the other team feel uncomfortable handling the ball, because you can get easy points out of it at the other end.
Special thanks to Kia for that sweet Kia Slam Cam replay.
Just absolute domination in this one for Brand. He has 11 points, and the steals are starting to pile up for him also.
They sure have, and clearly he's gotten in their heads because of it, Clark. You guys are looking over their shoulder now, always worrying about where he is. That jump shot has been a dimension of this game where they've had a clear advantage.
Yeah, they've been pulling up and watching them go down.
Millsap a screen on Hill. Cool hands passes to Millsap. An easy layup after coming off the pick. Millsap's got 19 points.
Very well executed pick to give him all kinds of space to get that one off.
Hill dishes to West. Can't get it to go. Great D that time from Brand. The Hawks trail by 20. And there's the feed to T. Williams against George. Williams passes to Cool Hands. Screen by Brand.
Oh, what?
6 on the shot clock. And as it goes out of bounds, Atlanta able to keep the ball here. And here's what's upcoming now for the Hawks. Following this one, they get to host the Rockets. That'll be the latter half of this 2-game homestand.
And you know, for the Rockets, that's a game they'd really like to have.
Al Horford is checked in for Paul Millsap. Here's Williams, and it's good. The time running down on the shot clock.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Boy, the ball movement's been fantastic here in the last few possessions.
Hill kicks to Hibbert. feeds it to West. Unloads, hits the jump hook. Here's Cool Hands. Brand, a screen on Hill. In low to Brand.
Gosh, come on.
Hill pulls it in.
Tough D on the inside.
Put up a roadblock, a construction barrel right there. That's what he brings defensively.
And it's Stevenson missing. The Hawks trail by 20 on the wing, Williams. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pacers will take it. And a chance now to check out the schedule for Indiana. The Wizards on the road to face them after this game. That'll be the first of 4 played at home for them. Danny Granger, he's checked in for the Pacers. Outside, George. West, right side. And it's blocked. And he's able to get it back.
I don't know if it's just me, but he's looked a step slow since the start of the quarter. His shooting has really suffered.
Passes it to Schroeder. Screen by Brand. Williams outside. And the shot is good. Williams has got 5 points now in the quarter.
With the success they've been having from the three-point line since halftime, I'll bet you that scoreboard starts to look a lot different real soon.
Of course, they have to stay hot. If they do, I think you're right, Clark, particularly if they can convert defense into offense.
Hawks have gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth. Pass to Cool Hands. Out to the right wing. Schroeder passes to Cool Hands. Outside Williams. Another 3 for Atlanta.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
Yeah, they're making the right play, they're working together, and they're just looking for the best shot they can every possession.
West against Brand. Shot clock at 6. West missing again.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
It's Williams with the drive. Count it, and the Pacer lead has been cut down now to just 11 on the basket from Schroeder.
Boy, he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the defense.
Hill kicks to George. Here's West from down in the low post. It goes. West has got 10 points here in the second half. And he's trying to get the crowd on their feet and give this team a spark.
Well, they need something. I mean, you love to see that connection between the player and the fans. You got to take advantage of that emotion.
Well, as he goes, so goes.
It off right in the face of the big fella. Quick release.
And operating on the perimeter like that negates some of the height disadvantage, too.
Granger outside. Williams against George. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming his way.
No way you can get back into the game if you continue to give up layups.
Paul Millsap's checked in for Atlanta. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Indiana.
And their mid-range shooting continues to be accurate.
Another thing they've done tonight well is share the ball. So many of their points have come off of good.
The ball. George picks him up. Count it, and the feed cut down to 10 on the bucket from Lou Williams.
Oh, man, he's really feeling the three-point range now. All of a sudden, it's a can't miss.
Dishes to West. Back to Granger. Hill kicks to Granger. Here's George. Kept alive. Banked in off the glass. West has got 12 points here in the second half.
Tell you what, he has been wreaking havoc out there the last couple of games.
Here's Granger with the rebound. Granger's got his 5th rebound in this one. Kicks it to Hibbert. The dish to Hill. Out of bounds, Atlanta will take possession.
It's such a careless pass. You've got to keep your head in the game here.
Atlanta calls timeout. Paul George really making a difference here.
He's definitely rolling offensively. You might not be able to stop him, but you've got to find a way to contain him.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
I was able to listen in on what Mike Budenholzer had to say to his team. He told his players, turnovers are killing us right now. We can't keep trying to make the home run play. Settle down, run the offense, and make the simple pass. Kevin, sounds easy enough.
And thank you for that, Doris. And that one's good.
Now there's something for the top 10 highlight reel right there. A layup can be just as sweet and as pretty as a dunk sometimes.
Here's Cool Hands.
Oh,
Break the
what?
screen on Hill. Here's Cool Hands. Hibbert with the block. Now Hill. And he lobs it up toward the rim. Hibbert, the pass to West. And he uses the glass on the layup. West has got 20 points.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
Love it. Old school, just physical play in the paint. Dominate.
Come on.
No good from Cool Hands.
I think he's got to regroup and get himself together here. I mean, something's gone wrong with him this quarter. He's really fallen off.
Ranger against Williams. Hibbert dishes to Hill. Indiana moving the ball around. Here's West. Indiana needs to get a shot off. And here's George for 3. Rebounded by the Hawks.
Well, tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance an impressive win for the Pacers.
Great, generous ball movement tonight. A thing of beauty.
Yeah, remarkable team effort, Kevin. Everybody got involved, and that paid dividends.
And guys, at this point in the long NBA season, this will go down as win number 25.
And guys, when you're cracking heads against somebody 4 times over the course of a season, boy, it's a great feeling to snatch that first game. Good adjustments tonight against the Hawks.
You always need role players to step up and help, and that was the case here as everything was working for Paul George. He was extremely efficient offensively, getting looks, knocking down big
What?
shots all game long.
What is that?
Stolen by Granger. He kicks to Hill. 35 seconds left in the fourth quarter. He dishes it to West. That's good.
Well, guys, tonight they came in here and really dictated the terms of the engagement, which is very difficult to do as the visitors.
You're right. That's not usually the way things work in the NBA. It's a great win, and no question, it's going to be a happy plane ride out of here.
Here's
Big.
Cool Hands. Drills it from outside.
Well, their offense has kicked into gear, but
Was a fr-
seems to have arrived a little bit too late.
And as a coach, that can really be frustrating. I mean, your guys were stumbling along for most of the game, and
That's
now,
it.
when it's basically over, they finally decide to come alive.
Second team foul. Substitution on the
There's 10 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Johnson kicks to Hill. Johnson outside. So no problem for Indiana as they get the win.
Guys, Paul George standing by with me.
Huge game tonight for someone with your level of experience. Do you feel you were capable of this type of play this early, or did it just come out of nowhere?
I've always had a lot of confidence in my abilities, but I'd be lying if I said I expected this. Look, the NBA is where the best basketball in the world is played night in and night out. And it's not easy to jump right in and ignore the learning curve. I need to prove that I can play this way on a more consistent basis before I get too excited, though. Don't get me wrong, it was a great game and I'm proud of the way I played, but let's see if I can do it a few more times and maybe then we can continue this conversation. Yeah, thanks. Celebration. Come on, man. Like what? I don't know, man. I'm tired. We got that shoot around tomorrow. All right, man. Yeah, it wouldn't hurt to go out for a bit. All right, for sure. Whew. All right. Oh, man. I'm late, man. Coach is gonna flip. Oh, man.
See the papers this morning? Catch the news lately? See what's blowing up all over social media?
Nah. I mean, I haven't had a chance to.
Yeah, I bet you haven't. Well, let me tell you what you've been missing then. Everybody is talking about you. Passing around pictures taken of you all over town, and ending with you dragging yourself home at 6 a.m. this morning.
Wow. Hey, it was just dinner with the guys. You know, it went a little longer than expected. All right, it went a lot longer than expected, but I didn't mean it to turn into all this, man.
Look, I know you're a rookie, but that's no excuse. Really. Come on, you should know better. One, in this day and age, people are watching everything you do. And two, you need to be focused on your game and this team, and not going out all night and having a good time.
I know, okay? I blew it. But look, this will not happen again, okay? I mean that.
It better not. I thought about suspending you for a game, but then I realized you were just out with the guys, trying to fit in. But still, that is no excuse. I've already talked about it with Coach. Don't expect to be coming off the bench much in the next few games. You're going to have to earn back your spot in the rotation.
Yes, sir. Look, this will not happen again, okay? And I promise you that I'll do my best to make sure that I prove to you and to Coach I'm dedicated to this team. 100%.
All right. Well, let's hope for everyone's sake you can follow through on that.
Yes, sir.
All right. Get on back down to practice. Coach is waiting.
Thank you.
All right.